You're arrogant. You're too shy. You're fragile. Too much. Too girly. Too whitewashed. Too Chinese. That's what they said to me. That's what I heard. Sometimes said it to my face. Sometimes said it behind my back. And at first, I joked about it. You clearly need therapy, not me, I'm perfect. Yeah, the arrogant one. But later, in the washroom, on the train, lying awake at night, the silence will sneak in. And I will start to ask myself, wait, who am I really? That question followed me through my teenage year like a shadow. If I'm honest, it still kind of does. But if I'm trying to find that answer, I think I have to know why am I the way I am first. So the first I thought I am an arrogant person, maybe. So I tried to find a reason. Then I realized that arrogance is just a shadow, it's just a shield to protect me, to keep a distance between me and people, so they couldn't hurt me. Then I realized maybe I jump into new idea quickly. And why is that? Because I want my life full of this discovery and adventure. So at last, people said that I'm selfish, and also I agree with that. Sometimes I am. But when you looked closer, I saw a kid grew up with more goodbye kisses than goodnight hugs. And then I realized that maybe my roots it's not something that I lost. It's something that I growing up toward all along. So have you ever get asked by where you're coming from? Where are you from? In China, people ask you that after knowing you for a while. But in North America as a nation, they probably ask you first place and hi, I'm Alex. Hi, Alex, where are you from? And once I got that question, I always pause because I don't know how to answer. The States where I have my childhood, China where I was raised, or Canada where I live right now. So after years of confusion, I realized that roots is maybe it's not where you from. It's not a country. It's not a flag. It's who you really are. And so let me tell you my story. When I was in the States as a kid, I really thought my life is gonna be there. I thought I can die there because I love Halloween season. I love all the holiday, the Christmas and Thanksgiving. But then the racism came up. Sometimes it's quiet. They say your lunch smells bad. Sometimes it was like, go back to your country. It was loud, right? Then I have to admit that I don't really like to admit that when I was like 5 or 6, I wish that I was white, because it's not because I hate about myself, I hated my background. It's because I hate to fighting with people who denied me. Then I moved back to China. In China, we speak dialect, and also my grandparents, they raised me. I was sitting park benches to talk gossip, like the neighborhood gossip and TV shows from last night with Chinese aunties. We don't know each other, but I mean they didn't care about where I was from. They care about the gossip. I thought that life is what I want. Like I am who I am, but they don't really care about me. And my grandma, she taught me how to fold dumplings, and we will lighting incense at temple. That life is kind of life that I want, like a peaceful, and everyone is around me. I got friends here. I went GSN. Everyone loves me, I thought, right? Then, I don't know, when I turned 18, I realized, man, like, this is not the life I want. I'm too comfortable here. So I moved out to Canada. For my last year of high school. It was so tough. Uniforms, the ugly one. And castle at school, and the hallways filled with inside jokes that I didn't get. And when I talked, people stared. When I don't, people ignored me. And in China, I used to dream a lot about my prom in GSN. With my friends, the dresses, the photos. But in Canada, I almost did it. I almost skipped that. Because why bother? Because they don't know me, and like, they don't like me. And I just don't know. But in deep down of my heart, I know that I want to go, because this is the thing that I want, right? Like, this is the thing that I feel enjoying about. What happens about me right now, right? So I went. Eventually, I wore what I wanted. But I didn't stay long because I feel bad. But that night, I wasn't trying to fit in. I was trying to be me. I was trying to come home to myself. And I realized the one that always goes straight home after school, that one is also me. Because me, I always blame to myself before, like in Canada, for the first year in Canada, I used to say, that's not me. I'm the kind of guy, like, I will be like very extrovert and like go activities. But in Canada, I hate it. Like, I'm being introvert. I thought that wasn't me. But maybe I was wrong. Maybe that was me. That me trying to growing, like quietly and slowly, but like a seed in winter. And one thing I really hate about is blaming yourself. It's regret. Because for me, regret is like blaming seed for not being a tree in winter, right? So I think it's not fair for myself. And I know if the past me, he wouldn't be happy if he known that I'm blaming him right now. Then I went university. So there's like a short story in university. It's like when people ask me where I'm from, because I was in Toronto for my high school, then I went all the way for my university. When people ask me where am I from, I said Toronto, because I used to live there, right? But they were like, oh, where are you from? Like, what does that even mean? Okay, they were asking me like, what kind of Asian am I? And when I asked that question back, they will be like, what do you mean? I'm just Canadian. I'm just American. I'm just white. Okay. But I met my best friend there. One of my close friends in Canada, her name is Sarah, that girl. She's Chinese, but she's adopted by white parents in Canada. And when she tries to say Chinese, it's like, ni hao ma. It's like kind of racist. It sounds racist. And I don't know, but I also asked her, have you ever thought about like going back to China or like find your real parents? She said, why would I? Canada is my roots. Canada raised me. Why would I going like back to China? It's not related with me. And what do you mean about real parents? They are my real parents. And I paused. Because that moment, I realized that what Karl Marx said before, man is the sum of his social relationships. Roots is not about a flag. It's not about a country. It's not even about a culture or a faith. Roots is about who lifts you when you fall, who helped you when you cry, and who you wanted to be. Choose to be when no one's around you. Then One day I was sitting in the park. There's a guy came up. I thought he was like a kind of pervert or something, but he's not. He's asking me like, if you want to be a model. I said, okay, that sounds fancy. Yeah, of course. Then the voice came up again. You should lose some weight. You're too fat. Lighten your skin. Be more Asian. I said, okay. But also that moment, I thought about what my mom told me before. Don't move your line. Like, don't try to approve someone don't approve to someone else because it's a moving finish line. You have to find your own place and build from there. So I'm 20 now. Over 20 years, I've been always thinking, who am I really? Like, who am I? Where's my roots, right? Is it in the States where I dreamed before, or China, where I found my connection and have the most comfortable life, or Canada, where I found out some theory. Maybe it's not one place. Maybe it's all of them. Maybe roots is not about a place. Maybe roots is about every version of you. Loud, shy, extrovert, proud, the bad one. I don't know. But I think when you're confused about your identity, when you don't know who you are, don't panic. It's normal. And this is not lost. This is not a bad thing. Just take your roots wherever you go. Thank you.